America, what are we going to do? It's fair to say that any of us who watched that press conference with Zelensky has to be disgusted, enraged, terrified as we watch the ramblings of a demented man or a madman or maybe both. I don't know, but all I could think about was the playbook that Viktor Orbán used when he dismantled the democracy in Hungary, which he now calls a liberal democracy. And I had AI summarize that playbook for me. The first thing he did was rewrite the Constitution. He packed the judiciary. He captured what the media could and couldn't say. He rewrote electoral law. He redrew districts. He expanded the electorate, and he also used state resources for campaigning, and he banned his opposition from being able to use state media advertising. So no advertising. He controls all the oversight institutions inside the government. He also took over higher education. He quietly rigged vote counting and the logistics around that. He cultivated nationalist us versus them narratives. He shielded his rule under emergency power. So Hungary is under perpetual emergency power. And then he engineered this perpetual dominance. Does any of that sound familiar to you? Because I know it does. And today, Trump threatened to halt elections if the U.S. is at war in 2028. Why is he saying that? He foreshadows and he tests the waters. He sees what our tolerance is on these things. And then he does them. So we know what's coming in 2028. He announced the plan to ban mail-in ballots, even though they've been proven time and again to be safe. And then he lied and he said that no other country uses them. And that is a lie. Canada uses them. UK uses them. Germany uses them. And I think someone even said Russia uses them. He attacked the voting machines as inaccurate and slow and said that it's faster to count to count paper ballots the day of the election. He said he ended violence in DC in 4 days, that people were calling him and thanking him because they could finally feel safe to go to restaurants, even though the data show that the restaurant attendees plummeted. Restaurant attendance plummeted in these 4 days. He lies, and no one checks him on it. The most ridiculous and outrageous thing he said was that he had ended 6 wars since January. What is he talking about? As he's sitting there, as Zelensky is sitting there having to listen to all these outrageous claims and lies. And it just keeps getting worse. So you can see, yeah, we've known for several months now our democracy is under threat. We know he keeps weaponizing misinformation, and everyone in that press conference today just took a knee. No one challenged him on anything. No one said what wars did you finish or end, Trump. Nobody says anything to him. And it's ramping up because we know of the Epstein files. He's panicking about those because we know he's in them. And we can say it, we can scream it until we're blue in the face that none of us care who else is in there. Protect the victims. They deserve to have their voice heard. But he is terrified about those being seen. But let me tell you something. His base does not care. They will not care about those files. They do not care about any of this. They are not going to change their mind because they have been indoctrinated since their childhood. You have people that have been around since the 50s and 60s that remember what they call the good old days. That's what they're trying to go back to. Here in the Heartland, if you want to read 2 books about the resurgence of the people with the white sheets, right here in Indiana, read Klan in the Heartland by James Madison and Fever in the Heartland by Timothy Egan. It's very insightful. Those are our ancestors. They're right here. And those people are still fighting for that supremacy that they believe is God ordained. They do not care what Trump does. They do not care what he says. It's going to be up to us to decide when we have had enough. Don't forget, they said that this would be a bloodless revolution if the left decided that's what it was going to be, right? Beloveds, I'm as terrified as you are. I don't know how this ends, but I know time is running out. If we don't act and come together and do something as a collective, there will not be a country. There will not be a democracy. We will be a Hungary under perpetual emergency rule of a fascist who never plans to leave office. Now, I have one more thing to say. We're going to lose this app, at least as we know it now. The new terms of service, no matter how you want to gloss it over, I've read them myself. I can tell you that it's very subjective, and if they decide that any of our accounts pose a threat, as tensions rise, they can suppress us, they can suspend us, or they can ban us. And you can very well imagine the accounts that they're going to be looking at. It's us, and especially those of us who talk against Christian nationalism. So you're going to have to make sure that you're following people in many different places. And for me, I recommend that you follow me on Substack. That's the one place where I can write, I can make videos, and for right now it's safe, even though a Trump supporter just infused $1 billion into that format. Eventually, if this keeps going the way it's going, we're not going to have a format where we can communicate. And I don't like to be an alarmist, but I am a realist. My first video on Christian nationalism and Mike Pence was in 2013. So I've been talking about this for a long time. I am not giving up, but we are running out of time. And I've seen some calls for a national strike. I've seen some calls for protests going on. And I specifically want to talk to those in my age group. And that is why I want to invite you to Substack. I think that's a place where we can have a little bit more of a safer conversation without the noise here, because like I said, these will be the first ones to go first because the influence is so much bigger than what I have over there. But if not now, when? And if not you, who? We're going to have to do something, or we're going to have to do it quickly. I don't know what the plan is. I wish I did. But I'm here. Well, when everything inside me wants me just to turn off everything and go downstairs, finally open up my freeze-dry machine and start freeze-drying for what I think is going to be a national crisis. So yeah, when I told you to stock up, I'm in it. I'm still doing it. But I am still here. And I am not giving up. Don't you either. But someone out there has a plan. And we need it. We need it now. And if you have not seen today's press conference, go see it. Go see it and then read about what Viktor Orbán did in Hungary, and you see for yourself that I am right. The time is now.